Hi guys, my name is Dante,
And welcome back to Eat Your Rats, Jeremy.
So, these are the main fixes from the comments and whatnot. Whatnot is my own self-criticism. So, someone said that the backpack is still too big, which is true. If you put this backpack on this kid, well, it's kinda gonna be a bit smaller since it's further away, but yeah, I guess we can make it a bit smaller. And we'll add like another one too, just so it wouldn't be that lonely. So fixing the kid, adding another one here. A lot of people said a bunch of stuff about the ears and the fact that there's a so-called tangent of an ear with the chair, meaning it's kind of like too parallel, or, you know, like falling into the same place too much, which is not cool for a painting or any sort of visual thing. Cynic's Design has a great tutorial about that on his channel, so check it out. And also, this ear is a lot smaller or not sticking out as much as this ear, so we're gonna just fix the symmetry on the head. And generally just fix the chairs, I guess. It's like overwhelming a bit in this area, so this is not cool. I don't know, we're gonna kind of like unload some of the details from there somehow. This clock, someone said I should make it a bit smaller. We'll do that and probably put it a bit to the side, like maybe somewhere around here would be a good place. Some kids playing whatever outside, and it's all sunny and happy in there, so I think that's a good addition to the story. And finally, the rats. More than one person pointed out, and I think this is a good point, that these rats, they just basically look like alive rats. I've looked it up. A lot of pictures of dead rats on the internet. Not surprising, because nothing weird about that, I guess. Thing is, they're all always on their side. Not a single rat is dead like this. So, of course it's understandable that the cook who put these rats on the plate probably put them in whatever, but it doesn't matter. First of all, we need to close the eyes on the bottom rat, and I think we'll redraw the top rat to be on the side, with the tongue out and whatnot, and eyes closed as well. Quite a lot of fixes, quite a lot of work on the sketch stage still, so I don't know when I'm gonna drop this and just start doing the rest of the things in color, but we'll see. I guess the most important part to fix at the moment is the kids. We have to redo this kid and add this kid the way we want. The ones in the back, we can just search them in color, it doesn't really matter all that much. The rat, I don't think I'll be able to search a proper geometry for a rat at a different angle just in color. So there's that, and I think the ear, like the symmetry of the ears and the clock is just a 1 second fix, so whatever, let's start with that. But the chairs, that's the thing that we may want to do in color already, because I just want to start. Anyway, whatever happens, there's nothing holding us from doing some more sketching on top of already what we've done in color at any point of our work, so we'll do that later on. It's just that today I want to end up with some basic color spots underneath a somewhat fixed sketch. So let's start. So yeah, everyone always keeps reminding me that there should be like actual remains of the rats, rat skeletons and whatnot on the plates. They will be, but again, I just don't want to make a sketch of a skeleton, that would be exhausting. At least at this point. If we will really need to define skeletons really well, we'll do that later, like we'll add some sketch parts. But I'm not gonna suppress my desire to go into colors right now for some skeletons. Oh yeah, I just remembered another good point from the comments. The chairs are too big for the table, obviously. Like, I mean, imagine someone sitting here. There's barely any space, like if the chair is actually under the table. This is the space for the legs. The chairs are too tall for the table. Or the table is too short, but I guess the table is fine. Let's choose it to be fine, so let's make the chairs a bit smaller. Overall, just scale it down. There will be just 2 chairs for now. The third one is somewhere out there, but it's gonna be, you know, painterly fogged away in a way that is barely even important to construct it or something. That's the point. That's why I was kind of okay with this kind of chairs, because basically whenever there's something overlapping so much on top of each other, the chairs would be like super low contrast behind the main character, so... But still, it was kind of lame in general to put details this way on the composition. So got rid of that. Some kind of chair like this. Feels a bit narrow. I kind of made it wider, but it feels like it needs more of that. Whatever, we'll fix it in color. So there's that. Now let's scale down the backpack, add another one, and then do stuff with the kids and later the rats. Okay, here we go. Should I try sausages? We'll see where it goes. It usually doesn't go very far if you don't know stuff. Okay, I've just stumbled upon some horrible glitch that made the whole character disappear while I was adding strokes on the hand. Maybe it's a GPU issue or something, but it's like it was all in the history. You see, as the details get added, they're erasing some other details behind the new strokes. Like, I wasn't erasing anything, yet it disappears. And at a certain point, the rest of the body disappeared, just like this little part right now. So the only way to fix it that I found is by going back and forth in the history and just hope that it will reappear again and not erase as I redo. Thankfully, if you just hold Ctrl-Z, you just go traveling in time like this, which is kind of cool looking. Yet still, I gotta say, the glitch is horrible. I was doing a lot of small strokes, adding in transparency here and there, so apparently there was a lot of layers, and GPU somewhat dropped some of the history of the strokes or something. Like there's not a lot of space in buffering or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, this is a weird pose, I guess. It looked even weirder initially, but when I added the second arm, it kinda looks better.
Surprise butt sex.
Not a great joke to make about kids, but still funny. So anyway, let's do some fixes here and there. Kind of feels nice to work with the sausages. Let's keep on elaborating into this. There we go, we crashed. So this is a bug of a program in general, I guess. Jesus Christ, what is this demon face? Well, I was trying to do a smile here, but I mean, in sausages it's probably gonna look weird for now. By the way, it's turning out really cool as I'm going with the clothing and everything. Like, the anatomy is probably wrong because I haven't examined it all that well. But you know what? I kinda like it as it is. Because most of the time, it's not about problems of anatomy, meaning anatomy can be stylized in all kinds of ways, or whatever. I don't know, it's really not that important. What's really important is a proper geometry, just proper angles for everything. And that's like a different thing if you really think about it. Like, for instance, I think this arm shouldn't go backwards towards the camera, but more of a away from the camera in this case, the same way this hand goes. So it should be more like this. Otherwise it kind of looks weird right now. Okay, let's keep going with the legs and hair and whatnot. Okay, I think this kid is pretty awesome for what we have in general. Let's compose him in, and then maybe add some extra fixes on this kid in the same fashion. Oh yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Some tangent in the shorts in here. This is annoying. Okay, I think good enough for this kid. Fixed him up a little bit. Now for the main rat. Well, let's start searching with sausages. Okay, I think this is good enough for the rat. Not gonna draw all the feather because what's the point? So let's compose it in to the composition and then go ahead with the color. Okay, so let's start with splitting everything into two main layers. The warm and sunny background and cold and sharp foreground. Okay, so I'm defining some basic colors and also start to think with some of the colors for shadows because I don't want them to be just, you know, basic physically correct shadows. I want to emphasize the mood by making some shadows a lot brighter and more saturated in the background and maybe heavier and less saturated in the foreground as soon as I get there. I should probably fill in the foreground right now as well to make sure I fully understand what kind of color set I'm getting to. As you can see, I make sure I don't follow any silhouettes so far because it makes no sense. Right now I'm adding only the basic colors, which are probably all gonna change when I'll think through the shadows. So, no point in working with the silhouettes at this moment. Okay, I think this is it for now, just because it's time to end this episode and I'm really tired because it's like super late. But I think I'm gonna continue tomorrow, meaning before this episode is out, because I really wanna get somewhere with the colors. So far, we've defined the mood more or less, but there's so much more work. I wanna change something as well. I don't want to go fully realistic. I want to add something surreal to the gamma, at least in the background, I guess. Add something that is not just pure physical light, but something more. Closer to an illustration kind of look, not just the rendering. You know, I want to push this a bit further artistically than I've ever done. Because if you don't do that, what's the point? Am I right? Am I right? I'm right. So yeah, I'll continue before this is out, but feel free to tell me where I'm stupid. In the sketch, in the colors, wherever you want. Looks kinda cool as an illustration this way, except for the rat that doesn't have fur detailed in the sketch. So yeah, anyway, this is it. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe, tell a friend. Call everyone Jochen for a week. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. God damn it, there's steps everywhere. Devs really need to fix this spacing thing. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here.